I'm off center. And I mean that in a real way. Like I can feel myself being like, you know, like leaning in a place that is, you get to the point where you start to make fuzzy decisions or things that don't necessarily make a lot of sense. It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. As you can see behind me, I'm actually inside my house, which is not often the case. I'm actually home alone this week because my partner went out to Portland to visit with my stepdaughter. So I have lots of different projects. We are in the process of getting ready for a big estate sale in which we're trying to sell all that furniture we have and kind of coordinate, organize, and do all sorts of stuff. This week I did a camera haul as a response to that. I do that a lot. Over the years I've done that a lot. And as I said, I spent a lot of time tinkering with how it was going to be. Could I get away with 1 camera? Could I get away with 4? Eventually I landed on 7 because I love that number. And ultimately I bought 8. 1 for each corner. That to me was the best possible way of doing it. I come up against some emotional trigger, my OCD kicks in, I want to try and control the situation, and my response is to buy a lot of cameras. It has been raining for like a week, so everything in the garden has completely come in, including these, look at these things. These are long beans, or dragon beans. They're supposed to be, they're like 2 feet long. It's absolutely insane. Let's be really, really clear about something. I do not need more cameras. I started to go crazy at the idea of there being an estate sale here in the house. And the fact that we don't have a lot of indoor coverage of the property. We have a lot of sensors, we have open door things, and we have some cameras that aren't plugged in. And so fear set in and I started to go on a buying spree. I got all sorts of stuff. The first thing I started to do was pull down my Eufy cameras so that I could figure out better locations for them. But the idea was that I was going to come up with some better master plan for the staircase, something that was more effective, better designed for facial recognition, etc., and use that. And then I could repurpose this somewhere. This is a mini box cam. So the idea here being that I was going to run Ethernet through that attic down to the stairs. I was going to create a false box in which I could house the main housing of this camera, put a little hole where the little mini camera lens could go through, and have a complete dead-on perfect shot of someone without them knowing it. The amount of construction that would go on for, I don't know, a 3-day use case seems really crazy to me. I would kind of suggest that maybe this is an awesome idea and I may still do it, but this thing's weird. Like, of all my camera choices, this is weird. Except for this camera choice. It looks a lot like the E350, which I moved that as well into the kitchen, so it's watching us while we watch you. I was actually thinking the bedrooms until I took one look at it and thought, this is scary. This is creepy. You walk into a bedroom with this thing and you immediately think, these people are insane. I'm not keeping it. I also bought, for reasons I really truly don't understand, a fixed PoE dome cam. I bought 2 of these in the space of 2 days. this is going back. So I got this. This is a Reolink, and this thing is cool. So basically it renders a bunch of different ways. You know, my Nana Brown was a painter in her free time, and she loved to do all sorts of different things. She did a lot of sunsets and birds and all sorts. And I used to have trouble as a little kid sleeping a lot. And one of the things that she taught me was that when you're struggling with something to sleep on, and what you can't do is focus on sleeping. You have to think about something that distracts you. And she suggested that I try and think through something in great detail. I was an artist at the same time when I was a little kid, and you know, she suggested that I paint, or that I think about painting. And just imagine that, like, I'm painting a sailboat, somewhat elegant analogy, painting a sailboat, and just think about every stroke as I lay there in bed trying to fall asleep. Every single stroke, the color choices, the color grading, whatever, shadows, just in minute detail. Security cameras have taken that spot. And so now I think about field of view, I think about aperture, I think about motion detection ranges, I think about coverage, I think about choke points. It is what it is. It just helps me. So I obsess about these things. And the thing is, like, I think many of us, when I get nervous or I get scared, then those obsessions become even greater. I start thinking about it in more detail.